Hello, welcome to Art Online. My chat today is with a guy that we know really, really well. In fact, we've been friends on the scene since 2012. I think we both pretty much started at the same time. It's founder of Trapped in Zone 1, Bablu Miah. Hi, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And yourself?
Oh, not so bad, not so bad. Do you remember when we first met?
Cold day, a really cold day in Shoreditch.
It was freezing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was a big wall, Village Underground Wall, and Stick and Tierra Noir were having a huge mural. I remember it to this day. It's still one of my favourite murals. So we were just like there shivering. Just shivering with our cameras.
It was really cold. It was really cold. It was really, really cold, yeah.
How did you get, what got you into the street art thing in the first place?
Generally, it was quite a dark time in my life, I suppose. Looking for an output, something that could get me out of the dark hole that I was in. I spoke about this with a few of my friends. Depression just hit me quite hard. Then, graffiti came along. I met artists, invested my time in trying to get to understand what graffiti is about, what street art's about. Met people along the way who became my lifelong friends now, and thankfully it kind of saved me from where I was back then to what I'm doing now.
Was this all around 2012, that sort of time then? Was that?
It's from 2010 to 2012. I was playing a big part for London 2012 as well. So I did the Olympics as well, which kind of changed me as well at the same time. I met thousands of people from across the globe who totally inspired me about culture, diversity, inclusion, all that, things. So it was quite a poignant time for me, changed me as a person as well. So I was quite close-knit, didn't want to talk to people back then kind of thing. But through art, it's such a diverse thing that I can't even explain it at times. Massive community. Yeah. But we're so tight-knit as well.
Because you're around the Brick Lane area, which you would have seen a lot of that popping up, wouldn't you? And
yeah.
So you say, because we've spoken about this before, and you say you had a period of time where you kept yourself to yourself really, and then this art, and you were opening your eyes to all this stuff that was going around, and eventually it brought a community into your life. Is that the sort of thing that happened?
I suppose based on what I'm doing now, it must be. That community is my thing. It's all about people, and I use art as a platform to engage with people that normally I wouldn't get a chance to talk to. If you're from a different background, different community, age group, culture, there isn't many things that you could connect with. But if you've got a common bond like art, it's quite simple. And that's a pathway based on me and my team. We kind of formed a project or a kind of collective to bring people together, and since Brexit, it's become more and more important now for people to be united through some sort of form, and I believe art's a great way to bring people together. Forget about where they're from, where they're born, how they look, the way they talk, what God they pray, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, we're all the same, and just love art. There you go, win.
So tell me about this collective then, because the collective that you're talking about is Trapped in Zone 1. That was your sort of handle back in the day, and now Trapped in Zone 1 is a lot more than that. It's a community arts organisation. You work with a lot of different organisations. Often you do a lot of the work you do is charitable. Tell me more about what you're doing with Trapped in Zone 1.
So Trapped in Zone 1 was a joke at the start. Basically, I live in Zone 1. I work in Zone 1. All my things are in Zone 1. Every art event was based in Zone 1. Just life was Zone 1, So there was no need for me to go beyond the zone. I just thought I found my comfort zone, which is my Zone 1. And that was it. But as years went on, it got quite dull, because I was seeing the same thing, doing the same thing, meeting the same people, same conversation. Life wasn't expanding. My interpretation of what life is wasn't expanding as well. So it might sound a bit strange, but I started to venture into zone 2, which is just like down the road from me. I met people, I met organisation, met tons of artists, going into zone 3, 4, 5, 6 and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, met hundreds of people that really opened my eye into the world of people. And along the way, I met loads more artists. The more I started talking to them and what needs they wanted and what needs I wanted, it kind of made sense. Why not we just work together for a common goal, which is help each other and help the people that we want to help as well. And yes, back in 2016 or so, slowly started to kind of make into a thing where, a lot of people love taking pictures and posting on Instagram and so forth. But I've never felt that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a bit more than that. And like I said at the start, community is my thing. So I wanted to help the people I want to help.
What's the
only
first
thing you're gone.
I was just going to say, what was the first thing that when you made that move from essentially street art fan, photographer, you go to all the galleries, to actually community events organizer and sort of you're doing all the work that you're doing now. Do you remember that? What was the trigger that launched you into this new phase?
Brexit.
Oh, really?
It was that. So my friend Natalia, who works with me side by side, the day after Brexit, she felt really down, scared. I was actually gobsmacked. Because throughout the whole Brexit campaign, the people who were supposed to be my friend, I found to be right-wing, racist, making really distasteful views about other people. And my jaw just hit the floor. And I just couldn't believe the people I was supposed to feel that were my friend weren't actually my friend. They were stabbing me in the back kind of thing, and I was hating that. And so I spoke to my friend, she felt really down, and we just thought like we need to do something, and that's how it all came about. Amnesty were running a campaign against hate, so we did a campaign with them straight away, because that made sense, do something based on that. And it just everything just fell into place bit by bit by bit. And from then on, we're doing what we're doing now. So Brexit, even though it's so divisive, it's helped us to become more inclusive.
And what was that campaign? What was that campaign? What sort of things did you do for that?
So, like I said, common bond. We thought art is a great common bond to bring people together. So back in 2016, 2017, we approached Amnesty and trying to sort of do a project where we could show people from different backgrounds could come together if they got a common bond. So God knows how many, about 5 or 6 artists from different parts of the world. Like Curtis from the UK, Didi Regala from Canada, Core 246 from Spain. All these kind of guys. They never met each other. They know about each other on Instagram, but they never really spent time with each other. So I just said, like, look, the common bond we have with each other is art. If I put them into a space together, I guarantee you by the end of the day, they'll be friends, because they've got a common bond. They'll forget about where they're from, what they look, how, whatever else. But if you've got a common bond, then it's a great experiment to show you people could unite, be friends, get along, and just live in a world where there's no need for, stupid views. You should go back to your home, you're taking over my job and all this kind of stuff, I don't see the point of that, We're better united as one than being split apart. So, and that was it, so yeah.
So art is really, and these are your contacts that you've made throughout your, since getting there, you've spoken to them on the street, you've got to know them, and so you'll be able to pick the phone up and say, look, I've got this thing going on. And I know that you've since been involved with, you work with Great Art quite a lot, you do the Just Type work, real focus on topography as well. Okay. And any reasons for that sort of area of interest? Have you always been interested in that sort of field?
So if it weren't for graffiti, I wouldn't have got into what I'm doing now. It's not street art, I would say. It's been graffiti. Graffiti. I just love graffiti. Just love the colors, the text, the tags. Mainly the artists. Graffiti writers are amazing. Funny as hell. You know, they got the views quite strong at times. Don't talk to me, blah blah blah. But I've met more good guys and became really close friends with me. I spent 10, 12 hours with them daily back in the day. You know, like you kind of did it as well. You know, we wake up, go out, and that was it. Best time. You know, just banter and jokes and all that. And just graffiti's been my love, and I've always loved graffiti. And I know graffiti is quite hard for people to get into, understand. It's got so much negativity around it as well. But you name me any street artist, you know, I think great now, have all come from graffiti background as well. So it's a transition, or we're about playful fun. Some keep on doing tagging until, you know, 50s or so and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, we all got interest and taste, yeah? I have loads of discussion with people that, you know, just say bad things about graph all the time. And I have to stand up and say, no, that's not, that's not the case. And I have to put my views in. Sometimes it's quite extreme and strong, but I feel I have to stand up for what I believe in. And, you know, you got your views doesn't mean it's right, you know. There are two sides to each thing as well. So it's generally quite a nice discussion, and I kind of get my way at times. I don't all the times, but I kind of stand up and fight my case, and I do win at times. So because of graph, I just got into it and I love it, and just type was born out of that as well, because most of my artist friends are graph based. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to sort of promote it in a more nice-ish kind of way, you know, rather than just full-on tags.
Yeah. It's honing those typography skills, isn't it, to a sort of cleaner format that's sort of more accessible. I notice, what's the charity you work at, the Young Women's Trust at the moment that you're working with?
So Young Women Trust is a charity I started working with since last year. International Women's Day comes along all the time, and just the whole Me Too movement as well, and you know, so many things that happened back then, and I wanted to learn as well why things are going on the way they are. I do kind of get certain things, and I've got loads of female friends who talk about the issues they go through online, the day to day and so forth. But I wanted to do a campaign where I meet people that normally wouldn't get a chance to meet and talk to them. They talk to me, explain their process of why hard it is to be a woman. Mm-hmm. Student to someone who's getting paid bucket loads, you know, still get treated the same way in a really disrespectful way. And through the campaign we run, we raise my money for Young Women Trust as well along the way, and I learned so much about that, and I just wanted to keep that on. So any projects I do, I try to include them in. It brings awareness to what they do as well. So I don't see why we can't just carry that on. Women got this ongoing fight for, you know, since the day, you know, and we as men have to change. So if I could do something in a small way that could help someone else, then I don't see why I shouldn't really keep that on. And just been doing that, and it feels good to help, you know. So
no, it looks great, and I keep noticing, one thing I do keep noticing everywhere is that, you know, Trapped in Zone 1 is doing another community thing, supporting another cause. You know, you seem to be very active out there, Bablu, and you know, your power to you. You've done, you know, amazing to be honest with you. When you you know, just go back to before you started, you know, the whole Trapped in Zone 1 thing. Were you noticing, because you live in the East End, and you just talked about the graphs and the colours and all that.
Yeah.
Were you noticing that before, or was there a piece that you sort of stood up and said, actually, I want to I'm really looking at this now. Can you pinpoint that time?
People that Tizer and so forth, you know, they've been painting since the day I was born, I think. You know, it's been so long, right. You know. You know, the bloke's been painting forever, you know. You know, I used to wake up, I used to go to work, and his piece is just everywhere, literally everywhere I go. Couldn't quite understand it at the start, but loved the colours of what he used to paint. You know, his boy, the guys he used to paint and all that, which he still kind of does even now. Even just write his name.
Yeah.
It visually just looked amazing. Couldn't quite understand it, why I used to like it back then. But it just attracted me to it. So after meeting him, spending time with him, talking to him, and loads of his friends along the way as well, it's just another way to express themselves. And I thought, you know, I need to express myself. How do I do that?
Yeah.
Work, you know, coming from a HR background as a people is the only thing I knew. People, helping people. Office work, I don't really enjoy it that much now. But you know, but I still wanted to keep that HR vibe going and use my love and passion of art into something that could work. And living in Tower Hamlets, you know, you're from here as well. You know how hard it is.
Yeah.
You know, so, and if we don't help our own, who else will, you know? We've got a society where you've got a government who doesn't seem to care. Even what they're doing now is just bonkers, you know? We're going through a pandemic and the only thing they care about is themselves. And I've said that many times. Every time I do a community-based project, yes, we got our own companies and all that, but we're a lot stronger if we work together as well. And that's what I do. I collaborate with loads of people at the same time. I just don't stick to one.
Yeah, there's something about just influencing what you can personally do there, and you making a choice to go out and do something to make a difference in the world. You're making that conscious choice every single day. I'm
giving up my time. I give up a lot of my time. People don't even realize how much time I give. I spend more time helping people than being at home and chilling. You know, yes, I go out loads of places. You know, if you check my feed on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, you'll see me like here and there. But I'm still working at the same time. I'm networking. I'm meeting people, trying to learn about their needs, how I could help them. They learn about me through my social or through my artist friends or whatever. You know, it's just constant work, but it's playful, constant work. You know. Yeah. It is work, but I do enjoy it as well.
You love it. Yes.
If I didn't, it would have stopped by a long time ago. You know, it's nearly coming up to like 10 years, a long time. You know, to keep something on going, and like the stuff that you do, you have grown at the same time as well. Like we had this chat a few months ago. You know, how far we have both come. You know, we met one day in the freezing cold. And now we're actually making a difference to people, which is, you know, if we talked about it back then, we think like we're bonkers. Like, why would we spend time doing this? You know, makes no sense.
To be fair, it makes more sense doing what we're doing now than standing in the freezing cold on that hill, on that wall, watching, literally watching paint dry. That's what we were doing back then. We were literally watching paint dry.
But back then when we were doing it, it wasn't all about Instagram.
No, it wasn't.
It was about the love of art, and it still is to this day. It's not about posting first and getting tons of likes and fame on Instagram, which is completely fake, I find, and all that. But, you know, people enjoy it, fine, that's the thing. But
Oh, I just lost you, Bablu. Just lost you there. Sound a little bit. It's gone a little bit. It's gone again.
Hello?
We're back. I think we might be back.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
Yeah, something strange happened there. As happens with Zoom, I find sound just randomly goes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll still do it now if I had the time. But yeah, it was just about the love.
Yeah.
And yeah, things just grown since then. So yeah.
Bablu, it's been great to talk to you. I always love talking to you, mate. Really great seeing what you've done, and obviously growing up with you in the street art world. It's been a pleasure for me too. So yeah, thanks for talking to me on Art Online.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I know my face is a bit dark. I'm not sure what that is and all that. But keep doing your thing. You know, I'll support you as much as I can. I know, we could talk about loads of things.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for your support as always. And yeah, let's keep this going for as long as we can. So yeah, cool.
Absolutely.
Then great. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.